Today, we'll be talking about RC motors. How's it going, guys? Josh here with Trax RC, and today we'll be talking about brushed motors and brushless motors. We will be talking about the differences between brush and brushless motors, and we'll also be talking about motor sizes for 1/10 scale vehicles only, because that's like basically a standard size. And we'll be talking about brush motors and how they are rated, and same goes for brushless motors. And then we're also going to be talking about the differences between sensorless and sensored brushless motors. Before we start talking about motors, I just want to clarify that I am no expert in RC motors at all. And actually, a few weeks ago, I just learned what a turn was in a brush motor. I think that everything I'm going to say in this video is somewhat accurate, but if you guys think that is incorrect, please comment down below so that we can all learn from each other. So the first topic that we're going to talk about is brush motors versus brushless motors, and what one should you buy. There are actually a lot of factors that play into what makes up a brush motor and brushless motor. Brush motors are less efficient than brushless, and they have less speed. They're inexpensive, so they're perfect for like cheap builds, but they do require a lot more maintenance. Therefore, brushless motors are more efficient, they produce a lot more speed. They are a little bit more expensive though, but they do require almost zero maintenance. So basically, brush motors are better for cheap builds and just general bashing, but if you really want to go to the next level, brushless power is where it's at. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is motor size. So we are just going to be talking about 1/10 scale size motors because I don't have any other sizes on hand right now. But the two most common sizes for 1/10 scale vehicles for motors is 540 and 550. I actually don't have a 550 can on hand right now, but these two are both 540s. Yes, I do know that this one does say 550, but I don't know why Trax says that because it's really a 540 size motor. So a 540 motor has a shorter can length, it has more speed than a 550, but it does have less torque, and is also a lot lighter in weight. However, a 550 motor has a lot longer can length, so you're kind of limited as to where you can put it. 550s also have less speed than, let's say, a 540 motor, but they have a lot more torque, but they're also heavier. So I guess if you want to go fast, you want a 540 motor because it has a lot more speed and it is also lighter. And if you want to go a little bit slower but have a lot more torque, such as like an RC crawler, then a 540 motor is where it's at, but they are also a lot heavier. So you have to be reasonable as to where you place it. Because if you place your motor up high, it'll make the car roll over more because it gives it a higher center of gravity. So next we will be talking about just brushed motors and how they are rated. So brushed motors are rated with a number and then a T. The T stands for turn. Like this Titan motor from Trax is a 12 turn. But what exactly is a turn? Well, a turn is the number of times the wire is actually wrapped around the armature. With that being said, a low turn motor such as this one has more speed but less torque. This is because not as much wire is wrapped around the armature. And because less wire is wrapped around the armature, it causes it to have less resistance, and that gives you more speed and less torque. With high turn motors, such as like a 30 or 40 turn motor, those have less speed but more torque. And that's because more wire is wrapped inside around the armature. That in turn gives it more resistance and less speed and more torque. Now let's talk about brushless motors and how they are rated. Brushless motors are rated by kilovolts or kV. If you have a lower kV motor, then it'll give you more torque but less speed. And a higher kV motor, such as this 3500 kV, will give you less torque but a lot more speed. And yeah, that's it for brushless motors and how they are rated. It's a lot more easy to understand than a brush motor. So now let's talk about sensorless versus sensored brushless motors. Right here we have a sensorless designed brushless motor, and they don't have sensors in it. Not having the sensors inside causes it to cog at low RPMs, so it's kind of hard to modulate the throttle at slower speeds. And cogging is kind of like the hesitation to move. it kind of like jitters in a way. Probably the biggest benefit of sensorless motors over censored motors is that they are a lot cheaper. They aren't cheaper than a brush motor though. So a censored motor does have the sensors inside, and the sensors send feedback so that the ESC knows where the rotor is in the rotation. This gives you no cogging at slow speeds, plus a smoother startup and more acceleration. However, that comes at a more expensive cost. Alright guys, so that was a lot of talking for one video. Hopefully you guys learned something, and again, if I was wrong about anything that I've said, please comment down below. Before we close out this video, we just want to invite you guys over to check out our website. Click the link down below in the description and it'll take you there, and there we have reviews on all of our RC cars and other ones that we have featured on our channel. There you can also buy Trax RC merch and learn general information about us and our channel. You can also check out some of the latest RC news topics that we have for you guys this week, as well as a full list of the best RCs in our opinion. We also have the build breakdown page, and that just gives you a full parts list of all the upgrades that we have installed on every single one of our RCs. And as always, if you do visit our website, please give us feedback on it in the comments down below. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time on Trax RC.